lovely. This is Just Fake Network TV, a home of accurate news and current news. For those who subscribe to our channel, God bless you for subscribing. And if you're yet to do so, please kindly press the subscription button below. And now the news in details. UNAU ECOWAS told to beam searchlight on Buhari. A human rights lawyer, barrister Komi Ajibola, has petitioned the United Nations UN over the alleged persistent disobedience to court orders by President Muhammadu Buhari's government. Ajibola, a former chairman of Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) Ilesha, Osun State Branch, in the letter addressed to the UN Secretary General, urged the international body to put pressure on Buhari to obey court orders and allow full operations of the rule of law. The letter, entitled Real Injustice, Here is a Mark of Injustice Everywhere, and dated December 16, was forwarded to the UN New York Secretariat, and copies sent to the European Union, the African Union, and the ECOWAS. Part of the letter, made available to Daily Post, reads, "For several decades, Nigeria was ruled by military dictators, during which the political and human rights of Nigerians were manacled until 29 May 1999, when the country returned to democratic rule. From 29 May 1999 to 28 May of 2015, the federal government of Nigeria's disobedience to court orders was not undoubtedness conspicuous, if any. On the 29th May 2015, President Buhari was sworn in as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and re-elected and sworn in for another 4-year term on the 29th day of May 2019. Since the ascendance of President Muhammadu Buhari to the Nigerian presidency, he has treated the rule of law and orders of competent courts with unprecedented despisement and disdain. In the almost 5 years of Buhari's governance, he has disobeyed over 40 orders of competent courts within the Nigerian and ECOWAS jurisdictions. Ajibola cited cases which involved Dasuki, Ezekizaki, Showere, and Shagari, and Labinjo as some of the matters Buhari's administration had repeatedly shunned court pronouncements granting their bails. While he re-echoed objectives of the UN, the human rights activist noted that obedience to a court order and total submission to the rule of law is a duty of every person, private and public constitution in the whole world. According to him, wherever this is being flaunted, everybody has a right to duty and inborn local standing to call for its correction. For the prayer of the anointed ones, the Buhari-led administration has turned the Nigerian state to a state of anarchy, resulting from the pernicious attitude of Buhari-led administration to rule of law. The Nigerian state is in a social instability from a breakdown of standard values and a ruined economy, he added. While listing several former presidents around the world being tried by the International Criminal Court, Ajibola urged the UN to pay serious attention to Nigeria's government in the area of rule of law, electoral manipulations, and disobedience to court orders. He noted the prominent Nigerian jurists, including the Chief Justice of Nigeria (CJN), Justice Tanko Muhammad, had expressed grave concerns over persistent disobedience to court order, but Buhari's government has turned deaf ears to them. He alleged that in the Nigeria of President Muhammadu Buhari, the federal government is the law and above the law. So viewers, today, what do you think about this news? What is your own opinion about the case of Buhari being disobedience to the court order? And you know, a lot of people made a comment, and in fact, people were not happy about this issue. People were so unhappy because it looks as if our Nigerian government, they are not going positively. Probably because Buhari has been a military in a military government before. And we all know that the problem is, how can we determine? And you know, a lot of people made a comment. People are not happy with the case of this Buhari being disobedient to the court order. Somebody said, your petition is a toothless one, Mr. Petitioner. Every families and nations have their problems. troublemakers, and nonchalant attitude be avoided so as to make peace in our country. No one will savage this nation but Nigerians. Haven't you read ECOWAS court ruling about a certain group and Nigerian government? If you have not, please do so. And they said, you calling on UN against a Muslim president in a country of both Muslim and Christians. UN, as it is composed now, is a Muslim organization. And they say UN always in support of almost Islamic nations and Islamic agenda. They always support President Muhammadu Buhari, who is a fantastic. He said, hopefully the UN will listen, but Northerners, European Union, who is a beneficiary of the lawlessness in Nigeria, the West make Nigeria what is it today that, but they will pay for it in the future. So, in fact, it's just so like, it's just a slap to Nigerian government for them to allow people to start calling other states, to start calling ECOWAS, to start calling UN, Europe, before they can come back to their senses. It's just a shame to the Nigerian government. And with the look of things, with the way things are going on right now, we don't understand, because Buhari has been so adamant. Let me use that word. Buhari has been so adamant. Buhari has been so difficult. And there was something that I read one news in the United States. They said nobody is above the law. They are ready to impeach their president of United States, which I wish they can do that in our home country, because it looks as opposite is the case. They say it looks as if everybody is above the law in Nigeria, because look at what Buhari is doing now. Buhari doesn't respect the court order. Buhari doesn't do that. They released the bail of Showere. They released the bail of Esakisaki and the rest of them like that. And still, they are still in detention. Nigerian government, they are not portraying good thing at all. They are not portraying good name at all. Our government is becoming poorer and poorer every day, with this look of things that is going on everywhere. They are becoming poorer and poorer every day. And that is not a good thing. This is just a bad name for Nigeria. This is just a slap for other countries to be hearing such a thing, that Nigerian government, Buhari, Mr. Muhammadu Buhari, he's not obeying the rule of law. So why do we have court of law? Why do we have court? Why do we have justice? Why do we have jurisdictions? Why do we have all those things when we cannot obey it? So it's just so is. So viewers, what do you think about this news? What is your own opinion? What is your own take? Kindly drop your comments below. Click on the subscription button and also press the bell icon to get updates whenever we upload videos. Bye.